So what are some of the obstacles to achieving goals? Well, first off, most of us resist the whole idea of having a goal to begin with. When someone says we have to have a goal, we don't want to. And yet we're doing that to ourselves all the time. Plus, most of us are not going after our own goals. We're going after our parents' goals, our friends' goals, our husband or wife's goals, our partner's goals, or the goal for our company or the association which we're involved in. But one thing that really helps is to get clear about what it is you really want in your own heart and make that your goal, make that your purpose. So the first thing is make sure you're working on your own goals. The other thing is, what we usually do when we work on goals is we think we need to force ourselves to be motivated to take action. We need to be more passionate, more needing of having the goal. But again, this is a pitfall that we fall into. In my experience, when you allow yourself to simply let go of the need to have the goal, the compulsion to have it, the push, there's a whole other level of power available to you. In fact, what we recommend you do when you set a goal is get it very clear, welcome that clearness inside you, picture exactly what you want, and then keep letting go until you're okay whether you get the goal or not. I know this is counterintuitive, and it isn't what most people tell you. But in my experience, after working with people all over the world for the past 35 plus years with the Sedona Method, is that hootlessness is the key. And what do I mean by hootlessness? When you don't give a hoot, whether you get it or not. Think of, for instance, if you're going out on a job interview and you really, really, really want the job. Do you think that makes it easier for you to be hired? Not usually. Or if you've ever been out on a date and you really, really, really want to be with this particular person, or they want that with you, can you feel how that pushes it away? So what happens if you allow yourself to fully let go on your goal, you'll find that you're okay whether you get it or not. You still would like to get it, you still pursue it, you still take action, but from a place of power, a place of certainty, a place of fullness and wholeness within you. And that's much more powerful than really being passionate about it or really being psyched out about it or pumped up about it. Because pumping yourself up just doesn't do it. And it's also a lot of work. And then there's some simple things to do when you set a goal. And you'll find that if you write your goals down, they're actually much more likely to come to pass. Many of us don't write our goals down because we think, oh, I know what my goal is. I don't need to write it down. But it's also important how you write your goals down. So in my experience, there are a couple of guidelines you can use when you're writing your goals down. And here are just a few of them. First off, allow yourself to phrase the goal in the now as though it's already achieved. Most of us have goals that we want to achieve later or tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. Leading a seminar years ago, someone told me about a sign they saw in a pub in the UK. It said, "Free beer tomorrow." Except that sign had been there over 100 years, and they'd never given out a pint of beer, because tomorrow never comes. So one of the pitfalls we fall into when we're setting a goal is we set it in the future. So set it in the now as though it's already achieved. Also, phrase the goal in the positive. Often we make the mistake of putting the problem in the goal. We phrase what we want to get rid of in the goal. So every time we work on the goal, we're holding in mind the problem. An example is very simple. For instance, supposing you want to be free of debt. Often when we're trying to be free of debt, we're holding debt in mind. So it's better to allow yourself to hold in mind, for instance, having a positive net worth or something similar where you don't picture debt every time you're going for the goal. Or another thing, if you're saying you're trying to break a habit. So you can't really visualize not smoking. When you think of not smoking, the mind doesn't hear the not, it just hears the smoking. So one of the things you can do, though, is visualize a non-smoker. You know people who don't smoke. So that's what you do. I allow myself to be a non-smoker. That is something you can actually picture. Also, it's important to include yourself in the goal. Use statements like, I allow myself to, I have, I can. Put yourself in the goal. It gets you more engaged. Also, be specific, but not limiting. Many times we add too many details to the goal. We actually add to the goal all the means we think we need to take in order to achieve it. And that actually holds us back. So just be as specific as you can, but not limiting. In other words, here's one having to do with money. I allow myself to have an income of $5,000 a month or more. See, that's specific with the 5,000 or more is not limiting. Also, allow yourself to phrase the goal to support yourself in just being as open as possible. Avoid things that cause you to close down. When you write a goal, it should make your heart sing. That's how you know you have the right goal. And then as you focus on it, it may also pull up all the thoughts and feelings to the contrary of getting it. And what you do with those is you welcome them and you let them go. And just remember, as I said before, make sure the goal is for you. It's not for anyone else. If you allow your goals to be for you, then you have a very high likelihood of achieving them. So if you want, you can pause this recording and write down a goal or two and then proceed, or you can just plow ahead and you can do this later. But now we're going to do a very powerful tool or a very powerful process for achieving our goals. And what it is, it's combining visualization, which you may already be doing, with the Sedona Method, with letting go. Because you'll find that if you simply just picture your goal on top of all the thoughts and feelings and beliefs that are holding you back from getting the goal, you're actually sabotaging the goal without realizing it. I'm one of the 24 teachers in The Secret. And one of the things that we all agree, the people who are in The Secret, is that it's really important to clear out the past obstacles, to make space for the new. And so that's exactly what this does. When you make space for creating the new, then it's much easier to create it. So let's do the process together. Allow yourself to think of a goal that you'd like to achieve. Again, it could be a goal about success, a goal about relationships, or a goal about health, or any goal that you have. And in this moment, allow yourself to picture having already achieved the goal. What does that look like? What does it sound like? How does it feel? By the way, if you have resistance to visualization, it's probably because you can't always get a picture. It isn't important to actually see the goal, because you may not be a visual person. If you can feel it, if you can hear it, that's enough. So allow yourself to use whatever sense you resonate with the most. So allow yourself to picture having the goal. What does it feel like? How does it sound? What does it look like? Just do this as best you can. And then also, to help you visualize it, it's also very helpful to allow yourself to picture all the actions that you took to get here. This helps in two ways. It makes it more real to the mind, but also you'll get some wonderful ideas for the actions you can take in order to achieve your goal. So not only picture the goal being already achieved, but allow yourself to picture what actions you took to get here. And then in this moment, could you just simply welcome whatever thoughts or feelings or beliefs or attitudes, both pro or con, you have to achieving this goal? Could you just let them be here? And then could you also welcome any wanting to control it, any wanting to make it happen, any wanting to do something with or about it, any push or any pull. And then could you welcome too any sense that this goal is personal, is about you or who you are, and also any sense of other in the goal. It may feel dependent on other circumstances, on other things. The goal itself may appear separate from you. So could you welcome that too? And then could you welcome again the goal being already achieved, but from a very different place? Could you just simply welcome the power, the clear reason and intuitive knowingness that's always right within you, helping you to achieve all your worthy aspirations? Okay, that's one round of the process, but let's do one or two more. You'll find that each time you do this, whether you do it on your own or you do it listening to this recording, you'll feel more like the goal is possible. And as you keep letting go, you'll get to the point where you not only feel that it's possible, but you're okay whether or not you do. You'll feel that inner power that comes from being okay either way. So in this moment, allow yourself to think of that goal. And picture it already being accomplished. How does it feel? How does it look? How does it sound? And also check, what actions did you take in order to get this goal? And then could you welcome whatever thought or feeling or belief or attitude that brings up in mind, both pro or con the goal? And then could you welcome as well all your desire to control it, to make it happen, any resistance you have to any of the actions you think you need to take, any wanting to do something with or about the goal? And then could you welcome too any sense that the goal is personal, is about you or who you are, or the goal is separate from you, is other than you, or it's dependent on others? So could you welcome both the sense of me and the sense of other that you have in association with this goal? And then could you allow yourself to welcome your inner power, your intuitive knowingness, and your clear reason, that energy that's always right within you, supporting you in having your goals and intentions? Could you just simply welcome that as best you can? Okay, let's do that one more time. Focus on the same goal and allow yourself to picture it already being accomplished, using all your senses. What does it look like? How does it sound? How does it feel? Use whatever sense you can. And also picture, what is it you've done in order to achieve this goal? What actions did you take? What happened? Remember, this may or may not be accurate, but it will also help it become more real within you, and it may also give you some good ideas. And then could you allow yourself to welcome all the thoughts and feelings and beliefs and attitudes, both pro and con, achieving this goal? And then could you welcome too any wanting to control it, any wanting to make it happen, any resistance, any wanting to do anything with or about it? Could you just let that all be here as best you can? And then could you welcome too any sense that this goal is personal, is about you or who you are, and any sense that this goal is separate from you, is other than you, or any of the action steps, any of the things involved in it are separate from you or other? Could you just welcome both? And then could you just simply welcome your courage, that inner strength and knowingness and certainty, that clear reason that's always right within you, helping you to achieve whatever you want to achieve. It's probably more obvious to you after going through this process a few times, so just welcome it as best you can. Okay, great. So what I highly recommend is that you listen to this several more times. Every time you listen to it, it will get clearer within you. Also, you'll find that if you do this process on your own, it will make it easier and easier and easier for you to get both your large goals and your small ones.